Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snurdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snurdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snurdy, ooh. Black and Snurdy, yeah. Black and Snurdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snurdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned nerds here on episode 149 of the Black and Snurdy podcast. I do not have the air horns because it is a special Black and Snurdy podcast episode. What are we doing today? Well, by the time you're listening to this or hearing this or seeing this, it will have passed. But today we are celebrating and honoring the birth of a very special individual for whom without this would not be possible. I am, of course, talking about one Odie eBay. Happy birthday! Oh, I guess I did have air horns. Happy birthday!
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Make a wish. Close your eyes and count to 5. Because you know that everything will be all right. Okay.
Yay. Do we have something to eat the cake with?
We do. We have forks.
Yay. All right.
So, yeah, you're another year older,
Mm-hmm.
another year wiser,
Mm.
another year closer to the dreams in which you wish to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. Elaborate. Elucidate me.
I will elucidate you. I feel, I'm always happy to get older
Mm-hmm.
because one, like getting older means you're still alive.
Yes.
That's number one.
Yes, that is. You can't have one without the other. You can't get older and not be alive.
And
I guess you could decay, but that's not getting older.
it's just getting grosser.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like I'm thankful to be alive, to
Mhm.
be able to have the blessing and privilege to grow older.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are many people who have not been able to make it to my seasoned age. And I think that, sorry, this is distracting me. I can't, I'm just staring at it. And I feel like I'm excited to see what this new chapter is going to be. Side note, someone said people are always putting their thoughts or theories and things online. And someone said that the age that you turn on your birthday is not, or the age that you are on your birthday is not the age you're turning, but the age that you're completing. And I am curious what you think about that.
I don't understand what that means. This year we both turned 36.
Yes, so that we didn't turn 36.
We completed 36 years on
we
this.
completed our 36 36th year, and it had me thinking, well, maybe that does kind of sound like kind of true.
That is true because like you don't
what-
start from zero.
Yeah,
like,
because
when
you're
born.
in your. I mean, I was in my mother's room for 7 months,
Mhm.
but on average, you're in there for 10 months. You come out. When you're 1 month old,
Mhm. You've completed
like-
1 month on this earth.
yeah, but you've been alive for well, I guess 1 month if you're so 11 months. So when you're 2 months, you've been alive for one full year, technically. So
okay, so this is a life starts at conception sort of thing.
well, it's not your
Because you're
creation-
alive in your mom's tummy.
Yeah, I mean you are created.
Yes, you were created.
Then it's
Isn't it kind well is it still difficult to like pinpoint the exact moment when conception happens?
yeah, because usually you don't find out for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
unless someone literally you don't feel when your baby is conceived
no, you don't.
or when a fetus is conceived if you don't decide to keep the baby.
Man, we should have some sort of like indicator like on The Sims. Like something that just indicates that inception happened.
It
like,
would make life easier.
if we lit up or glowed or something. Or
I think glowing would be cool.
Glowing would be cool because pregnant women, pregnant women are always saying, people are always saying about pregnant women that they're glowing when or radiant when something has happened. Usually when a baby is inside of your belly or someone has had sex. Is that something, or is that just something that we did in our 20s? Like, ooh, girl,
I think you're just because you're sweaty. I don't know if that's
sweaty while pregnant.
No.
Are you more sweaty when you get
no, I'm talking
pregnant?
about when you're having sex. You have a glow because you're probably been sweating. Right? Like you're not. I would always thought it was like that. Like, you look sweaty and happy. And if you're sweaty and happy, you probably were having sex.
Okay.
Is that just a me thing?
I think that is just a you thing.
Oh.
Because the only way that would work is if you literally saw someone minutes after they finished having sex.
Well, I think that if you see somebody and they seem glowing, it's because they look so happy because they just had an orgasm.
Right. Yes, there's that, but you entered sweat into this.
Because I'm like, you're sweating. So when your face is dewy, even if you're not sweating, so but like you're dewy.
You're dewy?
Yeah, like you're.
What does a dewy face look like?
It's like kind of like dew is on your face. Dew is a light mist of water. Like when you wake up early in the morning, you see dew on the
lawn,
and
yes.
not doo, but
no,
dew,
I know you're not talking about excrement.
It looks
I know you're talking
that's
about
like your face.
the dew, like
you look
mountain
dewy.
dew.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that not,
I still don't know necessarily what a dewy face looks like, but
I don't know what a dewy face looks like. Well, no, I do, because I've seen women with. You never saw a person who's like they've done their makeup and it looks kind of like soft and misty, like not wet, but it looks like a little bit of a glow, a little shine, but not like sweaty.
I don't think I've ever seen like soft makeup.
I mean, I don't.
Or makeup that makes somebody's face look softer. Like I've seen more definition. Like I've seen makeup make faces more defined.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases more angular, but I've never seen anybody's face look dewy, which is why I am a little bit confused. But hey, you know what? It's your birthday. If you want people's faces to look like dew, then
you probably have seen it, but
you
you just don't realize that's what it is.
Okay.
So and that's the key part. You just weren't. If you're not familiar with what a dewy face would look like.
What if I looked it up? Is that like
but
something?
I don't know what would come up in your. If you put dewy face, who knows what will pop up?
All right, I just Oh, okay. So there's no E. Okay, dewy skin refers to a the complexion that is healthy, hydrated, and luminous, appearing fresh and radiant without looking oily. Oh, so then it wouldn't be sweaty.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't. It's you did not listen to me when I said it's like wet, but it's not with sweat. But if someone has had a light sweat, it's possible for them to look dewy.
Okay. Well, all right. I and they have images of some dewy faces. I guess this makes sense now to me.
And you don't think you've ever seen a person with that kind of
With like a radiant but moist face.
yes.
If I have, then I was blind to it.
Okay, that happens.
Yeah. So
Well, either way,
I'm this close to saying that I'm face blind. Because I can't remember anybody's names based on their face.
That's because you don't pay attention to people.
I do pay attention to people. It's just hard to retain. I've amassed a certain allotment of names in my brain.
That's because you don't care about meeting new people.
And meeting new people means pushing out some old people of names in my brain. So
I don't think that's the definition of being face
I believe
blind.
that is. No, that's not the definition of face blindness. That's more just me getting older, and my brain's not being at 110%.
Either way, I feel radiant and luminous.
Okay.
But I think that I hope that this year, or I know that this year is going to bring me more joy and love and blessings and abundance and prosperity and all of the good things, because that is what I'm manifesting for my 9th year.
Okay. Your 9th year?
Yeah, because in numerology, when you combine your
the numbers of your age, that's the age that you are, or the year that you're in.
It's describing it's describing like what it has like what is the word? It's not like you're 9 again, but like describing what the qualities of for that year. So my personal year right now is a 9 because 3 + 6.
Yes.
And to describe what a 9 year could be or what it might like symbolize. 9 is a number of letting go, releasing whatever is holding you back. Things that anchor you in the past can include doubts about your capabilities, mistrust of the world, or worries about people, places, and things that you have toxic attachments to. All these drain your energy and make it difficult to pull yourself together to move forward. But these things are not you. When the spirit moves you, you don't need to carry any baggage. This may not be the best year to begin new long-term projects, but it's perfect for bringing ongoing projects to a close. It's also good for dropping any underperforming investments or getting rid of people, places, or things that are unproductive. Holding on to the past won't help you create your future. Since a 9 personal year is usually emotionally focused, you may face issues that speak to your own emotional sensitivity or to how sensitive others seem at this time. Cooperative efforts, especially those involving business, may be difficult for emotional reasons rather than practical ones. This is a pattern that is easy to overcome if you put some effort into being systematic and orderly in your approach to whatever issues you attract. Be logical. If you're willing to let go of the drama surrounding your interactions, others will be as well. This is a year when compassion and practicality work together to bring success and happiness. You should also know that it's a terrific year for travel because it allows you a calm but powerful way to engage with your emotional self. And some ways of enhancing the positive aspects of a personal year 9, wearing lots of wearing or incorporating colors like white and pastels. Wearing jewelry that's opal or gold. And the word of the year for 9 is completion. And I got that from numerologist.com, which I've used before to just look up information about numerology. Yeah. So, we all have numbers are everywhere. Math is all over. There's always what. Did they ever talk to you about invisible numbers?
No.
And when you were in elementary school?
Oh, I mean, as far as math is
That's
concerned,
what I'm talking about.
yeah. I thought you asked me if you've ever talked to me about invisible numbers. No, I learned about invisible numbers in math. I couldn't tell you what it is now.
I can't remember exactly what invisible numbers are. I remember that we used to talk about them. But I think about that when I think about numerology, because we always have numbers around us.
Mhm.
Your birthday, your whole birth date. Like, I know that I believe my number for my birthday is 11 because it's a master number. And how you get your or my life number is you put together your whole entire birthday. So my birthday is June 14th, 1989. So you calculate that all together.
So you just add all those numbers up?
You'd add all those numbers up. I'm going to give you a quick one. I'm going to calculate it for you because I can remember exactly what it is. And I've done this a bunch of times. Well, maybe not a bunch, but like I've done it enough.
2045.
Yes. So it's no, well, technically that would be my life number for right now for this year, but we have our the ones for our birth that are like our life numbers to describe kind of like your the way that your birthday gives you your like birth chart. Your birthday also gives you some numbers.
1989. My bad. 1989. So yeah, that's 2009.
1989.
Yeah.
So then after you get that 2009, you would add them all together. And
add the 2009 to the 614 and 1989.
No. You just add the 2009 together. So combine 2009, and you get.
What do you mean combine 2009?
2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9.
Oh, that's 11.
Okay. And so 11 is my master number because you would still have to you're basically reducing it down you're reducing the numbers down. So I have 11. So then then you put those numbers together and it's a 2. So my so everyone some places people call it different. Some people call it your life number. Some people call it the destiny number. But my destiny number is 2. And so your destiny number, like they all have descriptions for what they are. So this website, which I've used before, called Astro Sage, describes a 2 destiny number, that I am a very gentle, affable, and well-liked person who likes to work in partnership, an imaginative, romantic, as well as creative person who always respects women. However, you often experience a lack of strong mental ability due to which you can usually leave tasks unfinished. That is correct. Physically, you are a little weak and others take advantage of you easily. Hence, you need to learn to handle yourself and maintain your self-confidence. In the same vein, complete all tasks that you take in hand and remain calm in the face of problems. In addition to that, you need to be wary. It's wary, right?
Wary, yeah.
Wary of smarmy people surrounding you. Smarmy means like creepy, right? Let me look up smarmy.
Smarmy is more like,
because I feel like it's like weird, like creepy. The definition from the dictionary says ingratiating and weeding in a way that is perceived as insincere or excessive.
Yeah, insincere, I think, is closely tied to smarmy. All right, so
Let me see what your birth number
my
is.
birth number, okay, so then I added it up. That's 2012. So then I add that number, the 2 and the 0 and the 1 and the 2, that's 5.
Okay, let me you are 1989. Let's see. Your destiny number is 5. Says a good friend and a mentally strong person. You could have an interest in betting, markets, gambling, and trading. You could run a business quite successfully too. How you have a habit of talking, which helps you to persuade others and get your tasks done. However, you can also turn a blind eye toward your ethics in order to earn money. You should focus on utilizing your energy for the good and keep yourself away from any unhappy environment. Your financial status will be excellent due to your intelligence and cleverness, and you will especially progress in any business endeavors.
Okay.
So
now I just need to take all that and apply that to this fucking podcast. Yes.
But please don't use any
what, cursing?
Ways of money to get bad ways to get money.
Oh, I mean, honestly, like I've said this before, maybe not on this podcast, but just in my daily life. I can never be like a drug dealer or anything like that. Like I'm not built for the streets.
You're not.
No. Like, and then I thought, like, is there any aspect of drug dealing or gang life that I could be a part of? And the truth is not even really. Like, I couldn't even be like the one gang member friend who doesn't like partake in the illicit activities, but is just kind of around, just cracking wise, making jokes and stuff. Like the comic relief of everybody knows every gang has to have comic relief, right?
Yes.
I mean, what was it? In Goodfellas, it was Joe Pesci's.
Was he the funny one?
Ironically, he was the funny one, but he would be the first to tell you. He'd be like, "How am I funny? How am I funny?" That's Joe Pesci, right?
Yeah, if I'm thinking of the same movie, you said Goodfellas or Reservoir Dogs?
I said Goodfellas.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Because he's also in Home Alone, right? That's Joe Pesci. Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to read our life path numbers, which is a destiny number from numerologists, because that's I use Astro Sage, but Astro Sage sometimes their wording of things is interesting because English is not their first language. And I like numerologist.com. So I'm gonna read my life path number, which I said it was a 2. It says those following a number 2 life path tend to be diplomatic, sensitive individuals as they have an inherent sense of morality and fairness. They tend to be indecisive as they can clearly see both sides of any conundrum or argument.
Okay.
They often make great judges, mediators, lawyers, counselors, or social workers because they have an incredible talent for resolving disputes. These loving, optimistic individuals prefer to see only the best in others. They are honest almost to the point of fault. They have high emotional intelligence and thrive best in a work setting that requires teamwork. Number 2s are always respected for their politeness, tact, and ability to inspire groups of people to perform acts of charity and philanthropy. Number 2s never stoop to conquer and consider themselves to be above arguing with others. Well,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't necessarily ring true about number 2s.
Number 2s function best in 9-to-5 jobs where the routine is the same every day. Well, erratic behaviors, drama queens, and overt displays of physical affection upset them. No, they don't. At least that one's not for me. Yeah. These natural collectors, are also pack rats and are the type to
fuck yes.
everything that they have owned since birth in an attic or basement.
Yeah. Just have random rocks and fanny packs.
As they are also very sentimental and nostalgic, many of them collect antiques and photographs of loved ones. Yes. As the life purpose of a number 2 is to bring harmony to group situations, it is very important for them to get out and socialize. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
A number 2 that is isolating. A number 2 that is isolating has strayed from his or her life path. Pessimism, lethargy, and depression usually identify this, which is so true. The best way for a number 2 to get back on the right path is to find a job that involves working with the general public or find a way to practice acts of charity or philanthropy. Nothing corrects a number 2's karma more efficiently than acts of random kindness or volunteering for a hospital, school, or shelter. In fact, that is how many of them meet their soulmates. And then for a life path, what did I say yours was? Number 5, right?
Yeah, I'm 5.
Um,
Oh my goodness.
Those traveling the number 5 life path are adventurous, and highly inquisitive individuals who consider hands-on experience to be the best teacher in life. Many of them are deeply intelligent, philosophical,
Mhm.
and spiritually minded. And you were a philosophy minor.
Yes, I was.
They love to theorize about the nature of existence,
Mhm.
despite their sometimes spacey demeanor. Many are sincere seekers of solutions to mankind's problems. Number 5s abhor routine and daily chores.
Yeah, I don't
Yep,
know about that. That's a lie. Because I, if anything,
you love routine, but you
I
hate
love
daily chores.
that's. I don't love daily chores.
You hate them.
I don't hate them. I just they're a necessary evil. I
them.
see them as a necessary evil.
They are often excellent at initiating many projects. Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
Sure.
But rarely follow through on any of them.
That's why there's a backlog of fucking episodes that need to be edited and that need to go out.
Most number 5s are lousy at self-care and housework, preferring instead to follow their whims and impulses. For this reason, they do not thrive well in office environments. Number 5s, however, can be great communicators, which is true.
Sure.
Are excellent when it comes to the abstraction of any subject.
Mhm.
For this reason, they will make great social anthropologists, archaeologists, and historians. Some number 5s also make excellent teachers, which I do think you would be an excellent teacher. And we are social anthropologists in a way with our podcast because we are talking about society and
we're talking about stuff that's
behaviors of
happening
people.
in the now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Usually at one point in their life, a number 5 experiences some kind of spiritual or emotional catharsis that causes them to trade in standard career for a self-made profession, such as an artist, investigator, or journalist. Most number 5s are multi-talented but lack the discipline or desire to follow one path. For this reason, many number 5s end up leading chaotic and even catastrophic lives when it comes to finances. Number 5.
Unfortunately, that may be a little bit closer to home than I feel comfortable admitting.
Number 5s also hate to make plans and prefer to live in the present. Their happy-go-lucky attitudes demonstrate an incredible faith that the universe will take care of them. The opposite sex often finds their devil-may-care attitudes to be exciting and romantic. That is until they end up supporting a number 5 that lacks life direction. Oh, my mom's calling me. Hold on. Wait, no, stay. We're gonna talk to her on the podcast.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, mommy.
Did you get your
Yes, we are recording the podcast, and I'm talking to you while we're recording.
Oh, wait, no, did you get your gift card on your
Yes,
phone?
thank you very much for my lovely gift card.
Okay, well, I'm waiting for you to say something. I didn't know if you didn't get it.
I'm sorry, I didn't call you earlier. I was out all day long. Then I called you earlier to talk about it, and you wouldn't pick up.
My phone is. That's why I'm on my computer. My phone not working.
Oh, okay. Well, I love you. Say hi to Maurice.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Hi.
Hello.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a nice little check-in from Odie's mom.
Without her, I wouldn't be here. So you're welcome. Where was I? Oh, yes. The opposite sex often finds their devil-may-care attitude to be exciting and romantic. That is until they end up supporting a number 5 that lacks life direction, which you don't like that life direction.
Thank you.
You are, even if you are like, I'm not sure exactly what I might do right now, you have a very clear direction and are very pragmatic.
Yeah.
So even if you don't
I'd like to believe that.
You're a very pragmatic person.
Yeah.
Number 5's lack of commitment also extends to personal relationships. They tend to be very self-absorbed and unaware of the effect.
That was me in my 20s.
On other people.
That was me in my 20s.
There's also a tendency to place what others might interpret as the most important priority in life as last and the least important consideration first. As other people often feel tricked or fooled by number 5s, they tend to experience a series of broken relationships. The sign that number 5 has strayed completely off his or her life path would be an overemphasis on decadence or the demoralization of all those who encounter the individual. If you are a number 5 who is constantly encountering criticism, diversion, dissonance, and a lack of stability in your life, you have probably strayed from your life's purpose, which is to create a more generous and utopian future for others.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
An argument could be made that maybe I have strayed from my life path a little bit, considering what my day job is.
Yeah.
Like nobody, if my college version of myself were to see me now and saw what I was doing now, like I'm certain that he would have pulled his dreadlocks out of his head, like forcibly. He also would have been upset that he grew his dreadlocks for nothing.
But really, the only reason you can't have dreadlocks is your fault. So
you said it's my fault.
Yes.
It's my mom's fault.
No, it's not your mom's fault. It's your fault.
It's genetics. It's on my mom's side.
Nared your head.
That's not the only reason
That's
why.
That's a big reason.
That's a reason.
It's a big reason.
I nared it once, not
That's all
all
it
the
takes.
time.
How many times do you think it takes for Nair to fuck up your head follicles?
I thought it would be a good way to
see what happens when you try to be lazy. You fuck shit up.
Yeah, well, it hurt, and it still stings to this day. To this very day, I do not allow Nair anywhere in my house.
I don't know why. Well, because you shouldn't have used it in the first place.
Well, we got all this Nair as free shit because of Delia's. When I was working at Delia's, we would get like all this free samples of Nair. We had like a whole closet full of it. But
terrible.
That's neither.
It's terrible. Anyway, so I think that you should, I mean, it's interesting. If you have time, go find a credible website. Numerologist is good. Astro Sage is good. Sometimes, I think Cafe Astrology probably has, I think they have a numerology as well. Sometimes if you, I like Astro Seek too. They're a good one.
Astro Seek?
Yeah. It's like I like Astro Seek because they also tells you a bunch of people's birthdays that are the same as yours, and they have like a little forum thing where you can talk to people who have the same birth chart as you. It's interesting to see like what other people who have the same birth chart placements as me, what they're doing in their life. Yeah, I find that interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, go look at your birthdays. It's like numerology is similar to astrology. They're both very long held woo sciences that people have been using for hundreds and maybe thousands of years, who knows how long, to learn about themselves and others. Of course, every single thing about it is not going to be exactly you, just like your birth chart. But there are just some things that are like, maybe that you might be predispositioned to in a way, or that you read it later in your life. You're like, oh, wow. Like, I don't think people should do, like, knowing your sign, like your sun sign is cool from like a young age. But I don't think that people should do their like birth charts and really like read into them until they're at least like maybe 18 or so, like same with numerology, because I think that you don't want anyone to some things in your chart it's talking about may not come out until later on, because there's so many different, you are morphing and evolving so much during your life that sometimes what it tells you, what you're reading about when you're like 12 may not be the same way it manifests in you when you're 30. Like you said, the thing about when in the one that was saying about being like selfish or whatever, and you were like, oh, that's how I was in my 20s. So the way that if you were to read that, if that was something that you were reading as a younger kid, you might read that and be like, oh, I'm not like that, and not have any of those qualities or like worry about that and stress out, when that wouldn't have even been a time of your life where that was relevant.
So basically these numbers can have they can sort of illustrate who you are throughout any point in your life.
Yeah. It can. And just like with astrology, like sometimes you'll read a chart. Like if I were to pull up my birth chart right now and I start reading certain things, there are things that like may have been impacting or the way would have manifested a certain way when I was a kid, when I was in college, in my 20s. Now that might show up more so when I'm like 50 and older or whatever. So it's like it's a good, like, nice to have, and something that is like being aware of and knowing like there are, when I think about my birth chart and I'm like reading things about what a Gemini sun or Scorpio moon or whatever might have, the traits they might have, it's like I might want to be aware of them, so that, say for instance, if there was something that I was reading that I thought was not great, or I didn't want to like impact me, maybe just like keeping in mind
Mm-hmm.
that thing, but not trying to like be like, oh my god, this is exactly how I'm gonna be, because either way, you are a mixture of nature and nurture. So some things can be your birth chart. Some things can be just your genetics.
So
And
all
some
of this
things
should
could
be taken with like some level of distance.
yeah, well, in detachment,
Not
in a way.
necessarily say a grain of salt, but
No, I'm not a greater soul. I think it's like being understanding like these can be parts of my personality, but just because it can be parts doesn't mean it is. Like if when I read my birth chart, if it said you're selfish and you're manipulative and you're only going to use others for your personal gain, right?
Mhm.
If I saw that and did not take it with detachment, I could think like, damn, I'm a really bad person. But if I thought about, okay, those are things that I could have the ability to do. Like, if I know that, like, I could reach out to a party promoter and be like, oh, it's my birthday. Can I get them in free? Is that kind of a manipulative thing?
Mhm.
That, I guess you could call that a manipulation. And but that doesn't mean that, like, I'm going to go and like steal candy from a baby.
Right.
So being just mindful of those things. But I think that you should, once you get to like your 20s, you should probably check out your birth chart and check out your numerology and see how it's been playing out throughout your life. I find it interesting to like go through my chart and like see how different things might be coming up for different years, or what those things were that did have, how they kind of manifested this way in one way at one age, and something different at another age, because I think that's interesting. Looking backwards astrologically to see what things were going on, because if I were to read in the different, like if I was reading the years for my different birthdays and going back, what was it like when I turned 31? What was my 4 years? What was the description of a 4 year, for me? And were there things about it that I could connect to?
I mean, I can understand. I can understand why researching all of this for like who you are in the now or who you might be down the line kind of makes sense. But as far as like examining what your previous years were, as far as like that's a life that you've already lived. You could just go back and use your memory to remember what you were doing when you were 31.
No, of course,
or 32.
but I'm talking about, like, if I were to read what it said, what was when it was my 4 year, and like I'm reading what that's supposed to describe,
Mhm.
then there might be things that popping up like, oh, if the 4 year says that you're usually like starting new adventures and doing different things, and if during that, if my when I turned 31, if I had like moved to a new place or started a new job, or had all these different things, and I'm remembering these things happen, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's just more so of just being curious about yourself, and what happened. And like, when specifically for me, I know like when I'm like learning about like astrological things, or knowing that like I know, okay, this is going to be a little dark. I'm not trying to, but it's the only thing that just was something I recently saw. So it popped up in my head. Right now, Jupiter is in Cancer. It's going to be in Cancer until 2026. I think June 2026. I can't remember the month. So a lot of things can, Jupiter is a planet of expansion and all that stuff. And some of the qualities that people have been talking about, Jupiter in Cancer is like, and I know a lot I've been seeing like about pregnancy or stuff like that, but I can't remember all of them. But that pregnancy one I know has been coming up a lot. But someone, an astrologer I followed, posted that 9/11 happened during Jupiter in Cancer. And it's like, to me, like, if when people talk about dates, certain things happened and what was happening astrologically at that time, I think that it's interesting to look back and what at that time was this description of what this time is supposed to be about, what things happened, because I think that helps me understand astrology more of like the type of like astrological climate you might be in. It doesn't mean those exact same things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that like this is something that happened that connected with one of the themes of that. Like when America had its Civil War, we were going through Pluto in, was it Pluto in Aquarius, I believe. So there's just like different stuff that come up and you're reading like, oh, this was what happened this time. This was the astrology for XYZ. And you're being curious of how these different things manifested, but it doesn't mean automatically that that's going to happen. It just means that type of energy for the day, because sometimes the universe is chaotic.
Sure. Well, okay. This has been our numbers corner. Numbers. All right. Now,
You just wanted to call something a corner.
well, I mean, it was a corner.
It wasn't. You could just, we're shooting.
What was
shit.
it? A room?
There's no corners. We're just talking.
Yeah. Well.
I
Okay.
just wanted to get off the topic.
Oh, not really. Like I was more so looking forward to talking about how your weekend has been. That you've been celebrating your birthday starting on Friday. It is Sunday that we're recording this, and I just wanted to, and I hadn't had a chance to ask you because you went out to a dance party and I went to a sleep party, aka went straight to sleep.
You did.
Yeah, and then I went to work, and then by the time you got here, like by the time I got home, you were still out sort of celebrating your birthday with Wanjigo. Shout out to Wanjigo.
Shout out to Wanji.
Shout out to all the people who showed up. Yes. Like everybody.
Shout out to all of you.
Yeah, everybody. I'm not gonna name everybody because there was a lot of y'all, but you know, shout out to all y'all. But yeah, just how has your weekend been overall? What was your highlights? What were your lowlights, if any lowlights? Was there anything that you thought you would do differently or something along those lines? Come on, spill that tea, girl.
All right, so I'll tell you what I did each day first, and then I'll go back and give more information.
Let me get the name of the Friday place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're waiting until you get the name.
No, I got it.
All right. So Friday, my lovely and handsome co-host took me to a Brazilian churrascaria by the name of
Churrascaria Plataforma
in the city.
Yeah, Churrascaria Plataforma.
Plataforma. Yes. You sounded Italian. Plataforma.
I'm not sure how the enunciation is supposed to work in Brazil.
It's closer to Spanish than it would be to Italian, but they also have a little bit of their accent's a little different than Spanish.
Sure.
But anyway, Plataforma, and the food was really good. If you've been to Fogo de Chao before, it's like that. Like it's a churrascaria. They bring you the different meats, all the time until you tell them to stop. They have a salad bar with different things. The food was good. I liked it.
I was
liked all the
annoyed with
meats.
myself. I did not. Yet again at a Fogo de Chao style restaurant, I did not properly prepare myself. I didn't properly prepare my body.
Well, what did you not do to prepare your body?
I had eaten lunch earlier, and I shouldn't have. If I had known that it was going to be a Fogo de Chao style, they bring the meats, they cut off the meats, they give it to you, and they just keep giving it to you and 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 giving you the meat.
Okay, I have a
then
question.
I wouldn't have had lunch because I had ribs, and I shouldn't have had those ribs.
I have a question.
Sure.
You looked this place up and found it, or someone told you to go there?
Oh, I looked it up.
Okay. So when you looked it up, what did you
I saw that the salad bar was all you could eat. And
Okay.
that was kind of my driving force of just like, oh, there's an aspect of this that's all you can eat. Cool. Let's go. But all I saw was the salad. I didn't see that the meat was all you can eat too.
So your thought of it wasn't that I was just gonna really like the food. You just looked up.
Well, no, first off, I know that you were gonna like
How
the
did
food.
you know that I was gonna like the food?
Odie, you're a fucking foodie. You like all foods.
That's not true. I do not like all
sorry,
foods.
you like all foods other than mushrooms.
There are other type of foods I'm not really keen about.
What types of food are you not keen about?
If you had taken me to an all-you-could-eat Russian restaurant, I might have been like,
Odie, what was the okay?
Well, I do like.
Who's eating Russian? No offense, but I'm not seeing people on Uber Eats ordering the borscht.
I've never had borscht, but I might like it. I don't know. Who knows? But I mean, I'm just saying there might be some type of restaurant that I'm like, meh.
What's a Russian dish that you do not like?
I couldn't even name another Russian dish.
So you just pulled
borscht.
Russian out of your mouth, out of your ass.
Because that was the most random, obscure one.
Okay, so then give me an actual thing, an actual style of food that you do not like, or that you're not that keen on, that you have tried and you do not like, other than mushrooms. See, I feel like this is kind of proving my point.
Okay, all right. Now, this I will tell you, the type of food that I probably like the least would be.
I feel like it would also be something that you would still eat. The food that you like the least is still something that you would totally eat. Not even if you had to. It's more like I haven't had this in a while. I'll eat this.
I think that I'm not super keen on Spanish and Portuguese food, which is Brazilian food. Excuse me. But those two I am not super keen on. Like some of it, like I'm not gonna purposely go to like a Spanish restaurant. I do like paella, but I prefer the Afro-Latino paellas. I do enjoy tapas, but I also feel like tapas are not like a meal. I'm just getting a little bunch of tiny plates, and the amount of the things that I would like on those tiny plates, it's gonna be like up in the air. So I would say that, okay. And then like food from the Spanish diaspora, unless it's like connected to them sometimes to the indigenous food. Like I would say I do love Brazilian churrascarias, but I did not the non-Afro, like the Afro evolved Brazilian food. I found very like mad because it just felt like very much like European because it's like it's Portuguese food. I don't want to eat pasta and meat all the time. Like the other foods were just kind of whatever. The seasonings were not really there until you eat the Afro-Brazilian food. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is delicious. So there are some that I'm like, I might not want to eat.
But you will eat it though.
I would try a new dish. Yes, I would.
So I feel like that still kind of leans more towards my point of you just yes, you love food. There are some foods that you don't love as
But there's
much.
foods that I love a lot.
There's food that you love a lot, food that you love, and food that you love a little. But you don't
No.
have any food that you hate.
There's food that I'm like,
Yeah, that you love a little.
I don't love it. I just feel it's very meh. I'm not gonna
Fine, that you like it.
Yeah.
You don't love it, but you like it.
It's like, meh.
And this is still food that you don't hate.
Well, most
Peas. Boom. I just named something that I don't like. Peas.
that's one type of food. It's not a group. It's not like a cuisine.
Okay, Thai.
Which is crazy to me that you don't like Thai food. That's crazy.
Too spicy, and
You don't have to get
they're
spices.
nut based.
Well, that part. That's only because you can die.
Yeah, sir. There you go.
But I really no. But you also don't like Indian food, which is also crazy. Or you not that you don't like it, but you don't love it.
I don't love
You
Indian
are just
food.
like, man. And which is
I
crazy to me.
I could take or leave some Indian food.
I want to eat Indian food all the time.
I bet you do. But that's again like
That's a top tier love food.
Indian food is a top tier love food.
For me, I love it so much.
What are your top 3 love foods?
I don't have a top 3, but
Yes,
I can
you
tell
do.
No, I don't
You
have a
have-
top 3. I have. It's more than 3 that I
It's-
love that I want to eat all the
Okay,
time.
name all of them then.
Indian food.
Indian food, Thai food.
Well, I would say Thai is probably second tier because I want to eat Indian more than I want to eat Thai.
Fine. Indian food. Go.
Nigerian food.
Well, obviously Nigerian
It's not
food.
obvious.
That is obvious.
Why is it obvious? There's some people.
You're
who-
Nigerian.
Yeah,
of course
but there
you like
can be
Nigerian
Nigerians that are
food.
not like.
I don't know any Nigerian that doesn't like fucking Nigerian food or jollof rice or anything like that, you know?
Well, I'll say Nigerian food, and then like if you would do a
Kind
bullet
of self-hating
underneath it,
Nigerian.
put a bullet underneath, and then put like the continent food because majority of the I've eaten, I think at least from the 4 quadrants or how many quadrants? North, South, East,
West?
West Africa. Okay, so I've eaten from all the quadrants. I will say, well, no, I do. My least favorite quadrants food is East Africa. I don't hate it. I think
Again,
it's a
you don't
medium
hate
like.
it.
It's
You
a
just
medium like.
it's a medium like.
But-
Okay.
But their foods, though, they have I haven't eaten all.
What
of their
about
foods.
what about it doesn't wow you?
I think because like West
Is
African
it the
food-
Seasoning?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the thing. It's the seasoning. West African food, specifically like Nigeria, Ghana, Guinea,
Mhm.
Conakry, because that's where my bonus mom's from.
Mhm.
Like I feel like the foods have a lot of seasoning and stuff on them, even though they might be like because like Guinea and Nigerian food are different. Because Guinea, they were colonized by the French, we were colonized by the British.
Mhm.
But there's like I think that they made a great match. Like my favorite African foods from the African continent, Nigerian, Senegalese, like the Francophone Senegalese, Guinea Conakry, those ones, and then I think those are like the West African food is my top tier one, but
No.
Nigerian obviously because I love that one.
Okay, so let's just say West African
West African
is top tier love foods.
love food, West Indian.
West Indian. Okay.
That's including Guyana, even though it's not like it's still West Indian.
Guyana.
But you know. And then Italian.
Okay,
Did
Italian.
you know how much I'm a black Italian American.
Even though like 5 minutes ago you just said you can't always eat like noodles and shit.
Yeah, but that's because Portuguese and Spanish noodles, the way they do it is different than like Italian.
Sure.
Italians use it's like the whole thing is the Chinese really did their big one when they brought pasta to fucking Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Because without them, they would not have any noodles. And they really helped the world out. Because as a black American Italian, tell you, I fucking love pasta and I make it all the time.
Yes. I absolutely love me some pasta. You don't like Alfredo though.
I do like Alfredo. I just don't. I love Alfredo. I love Alfredo.
That Alfredo sauce has been sitting in that goddamn cabinet for months now, to the point where I thought we had ran out, bought some more. Now we have more Alfredo in that refrigerator, in that fucking cabinet.
The reason why I don't make Alfredo as much is because I don't generally eat, like, I do like putting the beef, like when I make the kind of hamburger helper type of style that you like.
Sure.
That's just not how I generally will eat Alfredo. Like if I'm making pasta, I'm thinking like I'm gonna make a red sauce because I'm gonna do like a bolognese or like something like that. I never think about using beef really with the Alfredo. I know that you like it, so sometimes I'll remember like, oh, we have that. But my go-to is just like season up the tomato sauce, and then also like depending on what time of year it is, tomato sauce you can just eat all the time. But I do love Alfredo. I just don't make. I don't believe it.
I find it very hard to believe. There's so many jars of Alfredo in that cabinet.
There are.
I'm
gonna make
to the point where it's almost aggressive. Like you're actively choosing not to eat anything Alfredo whatsoever. And I even made sure it's the one that doesn't have the mushrooms in it.
I'm gonna make sure to make you an Alfredo dish this week. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Make you shrimp Alfredo.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I won't. I'm gonna make you a shrimp Alfredo. It's gonna be delicious.
Okay. We do have shrimp, so
I think
a shit ton of shrimp.
What did I give you all of my?
Did you? You did West African and Italian,
and I didn't even get. Oh, I got to African and Europe. I didn't get to. I didn't. Oh, I should put French food because I'm trying to make sure I get to. I'm doing the continent. Doing it by continent.
You're doing it by continent, yeah.
French food for sure. Up there, neck and neck with Italian. If I just can't, I don't know how to make French food, which is the only reason we don't eat it like that. But I love French food. Oh my god!
I can't think of a French dish at the moment.
Beef bourguignon, which is basically like a beef pot roast.
Beef bourguignon,
like the fish. There's like that place that I love so much. The one. Bacchus, that place we went. We've been there.
Oh yeah.
That one is probably one of my favorite restaurants.
That was a French place.
Yeah, it's French.
They had a really good steak.
Exactly. French make really great steaks. Love it. Okay. And then I will say Asian food. Well, I have Indian for Southeast Asia, but I would also say Vietnamese.
Okay, Vietnamese.
And also Korean.
Okay, Korean.
And of course, we can't go without saying Chinese.
Chinese, yes.
But I think that I might actually like Korean more than Chinese.
Okay.
But I also really love Japanese food.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about Japanese.
I love
Japanese where does that food fall into the equation?
And there are some ways that like Chinese, Korean, Japanese food, there are certain dishes that definitely overlap a lot. In like, because I think the flavor profiles for those foods are a little different than like Southeast Asian foods. Like I do really love Thai. Like Thai and Indian food have certain flavor profiles that I think are more connected in certain ways. But these are things I also would eat all the time. What else did I do in America? Oh, well, of course, Mexican food.
Yes.
Because I love it.
Mexican, but not particularly overall Spanish.
Spanish diaspora food? No. Mexico? Yes.
Okay. So when you say Spanish food, you mean like Spain?
Yes.
Like European Spanish food.
Yeah, because if I was in South America, especially if I'd be eating like something that was like connected to like indigenous, like a more indigenous one versus like Spanish one.
Yeah.
I think I would like that more. The flavor is going to be different. But South American food, I will say, even when it's indigenous, the flavors are different than when they've been Americanized or Caribbeaned up. because eating Dominican food is vastly different than eating like Guatemalan food.
Mm-hmm.
Even if there was a dish that you could say was similar, it's going to be different. It's going to taste different. Now, Afro-Latino diaspora, Spanish diaspora, yes, all the foods.
Okay.
Now, I will say Cuban food here in America, amazing.
So Spanish with an African leaning to it.
Yes, the Black Spanish.
The Black Spanish.
The Black Spanish.
Okay.
The Black Spanish diaspora.
Yeah, Black Spanish.
Yes. Black people, we know how to fuck up some food.
Yes.
And then as a colloquialism, we fuck it up. Okay, delicious. It's amazing. You did a great job with all of those things. That's why I love Senegalese and Ghanaian food so much, because Black people took the fuck out of that French food and fucked it up even better. I love it so much. Anyway, I went on a tangent.
Yes, you did.
On Friday, we went to a churrascaria.
Yes.
It was delicious.
Okay.
I loved it so much.
Okay.
On Saturday, I had 3 different spellbinding events. We went to Area 53. I wanted to do laser tag. Now, this I will say a low light was that when we got there, they would not let us do laser tag because they said they were sold out. Who knew that everybody and their mama was going to try to have? Because I kept checking the site and it kept saying 1:30 was available.
Yeah.
Up until the time. And I was like, I don't want to force people to buy.
I didn't realize it was like a book in advance kind of thing.
They had a book in advance, but I just didn't think it was going to be an issue because it said like it had all the slots, all etc. So I just thought we'd get there because I was like, I don't know who's going to show up and I don't want to tell people to buy something they can't. So it might be better just to do it there. But it was no problem because I was able to be flexible and we did the arcade that they had, which was fun, and we did mini bowling, which was also fun. And who got the high score?
My team, collectively.
Who got the high
collectively,
score?
My score.
Who got the
my
high
team was
score?
higher than your team.
Who was the highest scoring individual?
The highest scoring individual?
Who was the highest scoring individual?
It technically was you.
There's no technically.
It technically was you, but my team.
And yours team only technically got the highest score.
No, not technically.
No, they shut off our thing before our third person could go. So your team,
which is crazy because we started before you. So
yeah, I know. I don't know what happened.
I don't understand how that happened.
You guys had an extra.
We started before you, and yet y'all's got shut off.
You started before us, and had
before
extra
us.
people.
That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense.
Want to win so bad that you're gonna be a liar and a schemer.
First off, nobody's lying or scheming.
You are, because you did not win.
I said that you had the high individual score,
and your
but
team
my
only
team
kind of had the
my
high
team
score
had the higher score of the two teams.
You had an extra person go than us.
Look, you got to be better at being a gracious winner and not so loser.
Whatever, I'm never going to be a loser in my life. So
that's absolutely not true.
Then after we did mini golf, we had a little
mini bowling,
whatever, mini bowling, mini golf, same thing. We came back to the house, hung out.
I will say this: even though we did not play laser tag, I was looking at the area for laser tag. I'm actually glad we didn't do it because that area didn't seem all that impressive. I think it would be if you are a child.
Yeah.
And mind you, their laser tag, it was just the guns. Like the laser tag is literally just with the guns. There's no like padding for your chest or your shoulders or wear a helmet or anything like that so that you can shoot somebody and it will actually tell. So you're actually just aiming for people's guns. It really left
something to be desired.
A lot to be desired.
I have not been to laser tag.
And I was watching those kids play laser tag, which I was only doing it to see what the laser tag was about. I'm not a creep. But it just kind of felt like not enough room, not enough areas to hide and shoot and jump and play around and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like it was just one floor. Like if you saw the layout of the arcade, like the laser tag was on the other side
Yeah.
of the arcade. And if you notice that, there's just, in the grand scheme of things, not that much room. Not that much room for laser tag.
There was much room. I mean, all's well that ends well. Because if we had spent all that money for laser tag, and then it was just kind of meh, I would have been pissed off.
I would have been pissed off too.
And so then we did that. We came back to the house, chilled. Then we went to the Crab House in Brooklyn and Coney Island.
Mm-hmm.
Got all you can eat seafood and meats and things.
Yes.
Everything was delicious. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was.
I would love to go back because there were some things that I'm like, these are the things that I want to eat each time I come.
What?
I want those that like kind of sweet, spicy clam that was in the black mussel.
Sure.
Black
yes.
mussel.
Yeah, the black mussel.
That was delicious. The
Mhm.
crab legs were good.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't get any of the dungeons.
The oysters and no, I don't think that. Okay, this is something that is coming from someone from Baltimore.
Mm.
Chesapeake Bay crabs, they're a lot larger than Dungeness crabs. So because they're larger, you get more meat and bang for your buck. Like you could totally get more meat for that.
Yeah.
Right. Dungeness crab, it's basically all work, all effort for very little reward.
The same thing as like a crawfish. And I'm sure the crawfish probably is delicious, but I wouldn't do it again. But crab legs were really good.
Yeah, the crab legs.
The fried shrimp, the spicy shrimp. What other type of shrimp do we have? There was another type of shrimp we had.
We had spicy shrimp. We had fried shrimp.
There was another type of shrimp. The only thing I will say.
Oh, seasoned shrimp because you had to peel it.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is they did not do a good job of deveining all of the shrimp.
What do you mean?
Some of the shrimp had the vein taken out because the poop vein.
Oh yeah, sure.
Some of them had them taken out, some of them weren't. So that's one thing y'all need to get better on.
Mm-hmm.
And the crabs had all the Dungeness ones. Can't they take out that yellow stuff before you get it? When you go to a restaurant?
No. I mean, like you'd have to literally open up the crab in order to take that out.
Well,
like
I don't like having to go around that.
I mean, that is just part of the crab experience.
I mean, yeah, but I'm getting just like a bag of boiled crabs, but I want take care of that shit for me. I don't want to have to.
Lazy.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't have to deal with all that.
Okay.
What else? What I really liked? Well, the sea bass was really good.
Oh yeah, you're the only one who ordered like a whole
the
fish.
Scallops were good.
You ate the eye.
I did eat the eye.
Yeah. How was that eye?
It did not really taste like anything besides fish oil.
Okay, yeah.
It was crunchy and hard because it was fried. So
omega fatty acids and shit.
It was like crunchy. husky. And then what else? What else did I really like? Oh, the fried chicken was good too.
Yeah, I didn't have any of the fried chicken.
The crab rangoon was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any of the edamame?
I don't ever. Edamame to me is like.
Why did you order the edamame if you didn't want to have it?
I ordered that.
Oh, okay. I thought you ordered it.
No,
you checked off everything. You do not like edamame.
It's not that I don't like it, but it's just a sack of little beans.
Yeah. They're that's just beans, green beans.
I don't eat that. I like green beans.
So you like green beans.
I like green.
You like sweet peas?
Those are fine
but you don't like edamame.
But I'm not gonna if you shuck them out the thing.
You just don't like having to do work for your food.
No, I do not. So I don't order crayfish.
Okay.
I like the crayfish tasty. Put it in a fettuccine. Don't give me a whole little thing to have to crack apart and suck out.
All right. Was there anything else that you liked about the food? Or any other what
other the fried rice was really good. The lo mein, that garlic buttery lo mein was really good. Mm-hmm. Let me actually go to the Crab House website so I can tell you all the foods that I loved.
Okay.
What about you?
I loved all of the shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have any of that fish, but the edamame was really good. And I did have some of the broccoli. Mm-hmm. The crabs were good. I didn't have any of the Dungeness crab just because I'm not doing any of that work for just that little payout.
All right. Are you ready for me to tell you all? This is what all the ones are.
Oh yeah, we had the pan-seared scallops and the salmon.
The jumbo crabs with Old Bay.
Mhm.
Yes, I would
Yes.
get that again. The
Yeah.
pan-seared salmon, liked that. The garlic butter shrimp, yes. Now that blue crab was tasty. It's just too tiny.
Yeah, it's a tiny
It
crab.
was too tiny. The
Teeny
mussels
tiny
with
crab.
black bean sauce, yes. Now, the pan-seared scallops, would love that.
I actually
We
didn't
didn't
like the
try-
mussels with the sauce.
This black bean one, I thought you liked that one.
That was fine.
There was one that was the one you were saying, oh, I really liked.
I don't think so.
I had the fried.
I didn't
sea
like the
bass.
sauce of it. I did like the.
Okay.
I just didn't like the sauce.
I had the fried sea bass, but I didn't try the flounder. But I feel like the flounder and the sea bass is in the same sauce.
Yeah.
The raw oysters and clams were good.
Mm-hmm.
The shrimp with the spicy sauce was good. We didn't get clams and oyster sauce. I should have got that. Now I also liked the Old Bay shrimp, the shrimp fried rice. I did not have any calamari. We ordered it, but I never had any.
Did we order it?
I think we did.
Because we never had any calamari come to the table.
Mm. Oh, the iron steak was good.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken wings were good. Oh, the baby back ribs were very good.
Yeah, the ribs. The ribs were really good.
the
I could
crab
only eat
rangoon.
one because
Yeah, I only had one.
I'm tired
There's so
of
much.
I
Ribs.
already have ribs in the
Yeah.
refrigerator.
But I would say one thing I would tell you did not get
Mhm.
the lobster stuffed crab cake. The lobster stuffed cake. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but it was so dry.
It was like a disc,
I did not like that at all.
just like a dry little.
And I would
disc.
say any of
Like
the
a puck.
crabs. Don't get any of the crabs. The Dungeness crab, blue crab.
Well, the crab legs in the
No, the crab legs, yes.
yeah.
But the blue crab, getting the regular jumbo crab legs with Old Bay, delicious.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a
You
great
just
time.
you just got to go down to Baltimore to get some crabs. Get some worthwhile crabs.
Yeah. Oh, they have a little cheaper thingy that you could do with a little. They have a little outdoor barbecue thing you can have
Mm,
with different options. That's cute.
wow. Okay.
And that looks like Korean barbecue.
Now
basically.
that looks more my speed. Maybe go back there and do that.
I feel like.
Actually, no, because I saw that bill.
Well, that's because it was for so many people.
I know, but even still, like that was.
Now, I would say I feel
insane.
like going for a special day, or if we went for a date just for the lobster buffet, because then
Mhm.
we can get all this stuff. We get fresh lobster and salt and pepper lobster and lobster mac and cheese and all the other things on top of
I don't know if that's worth $30 more.
for lobster.
But all
Look
you
at
get
all the
is the lobster arms, the lobster claw, stuffed lobster claw.
You get lobster.
You don't even get a whole lobster.
But you're eating the steamed fresh lobster. I think how
So
much
it
lobster
is the
can
whole
you eat?
lobster?
You could get.
I just didn't see that option when I looked at the piece of paper. I saw claws.
But you're getting enough claws that's going to be the size of a regular lobster. And you can get lobster mac and cheese. You have so many different types of lobsters on top of all the other stuff.
It's not a lobster tail.
But they have that. They're going to give it to you. This is a lobster tail right here. I want to go there and eat that. So I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I really liked all the food, so that was great. Then in the evening, there was a 99 2000s party at Les Poissons Rouges, the red fish, and it's very red in there. I forgot how red. Haven't been there in ages. And went there and shout out to Keith and Shakir who came out to party. The low light of that evening is that I forgot my phone at home.
Yes. Yes,
And
you
this
did.
was something I did not find out until we were like 3 blocks away from the place. And so like a shout out to my friend Jazrin because she drove me there before she went home to the Valley Stream. And So she was like, I was like, well, my friends are coming here. I knew that because I knew like before I left, I had seen people texting like they're gonna come, da da da. So I was like, I don't want to not show up or go home because they're gonna be there looking for me, and I need to tell them. So I went in, I looked around, and then literally when I came out, I saw Shakir first, and then thankfully, like he was able to call Keith, and Keith was only 2 minutes away, so that was great. And then Keith was calling you. I was like, "Can you please let him know?" And then they were my bodyguards the whole night, which was great. I was dancing, I was moving my body to the 99 and 2000s, and then we got the DJ Herbert Holler, very great DJ. I was not expecting
DJ
that.
Herbert Holler.
Yes, I was not expecting that from this older looking. He was like a white guy in his like mid to late 40s.
Sure.
But I guess it would make sense that he was able to do good mixes because this music, we were in middle school, high school listening to. He was probably in the club listening to it.
Sure.
So it makes sense that he could see like what type of stuff would have people going off. And I would say it was a lot of like hip hop and R&B.
Ooh.
More so than I would say like I don't really.
You didn't hear a lot of pop, like a lot of Britney and
there was
NSYNC and Backstreet.
Like, he did a really great mix of Genuine's Pony with Britney Spears' Toxic, which I know is your favorite song.
Ooh,
and I was like, oh, you would love that. I wish you were there. It was great.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought he was doing a great job. So I would go to that party again. Like it was a mixture of groups, like age groups. It was the Gen Z who grew up seeing millennials dancing to this music and watching like Step Up and Say the Last Dance.
Sure.
And what was that one with the fraternity? With Columbus Short. What was that one?
The one is
Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard.
I feel like that's what they grew up watching, and they were like, "Oh, we want to be in that type of space." So like they listened to that and they came. It was the millennials who obviously grew up with the music, whether middle school, high school, or whatever, and then the older folks, the Gen Xers and the Boomers who may have been in the club when this music came out. So it was a mixture. But now there's just one thing that I find curious. I feel like, and this could just be like, I feel like a social anthropologist in this way of like seeing clubs in these different eras of time.
Sure.
But I feel like folks are watching people dance, and then people are dancing in the clubs as if we are in a late 90s, 2000s dance rom-com-esque movie.
What do you mean by all of that?
Because, okay, you remember in the movie, like, whatever, like, say The Last Dance or whatever,
sure,
there would be this crowd of people around everybody in the party, and then everyone's, like, staring at them, and then people are, like, doing their whole thing, whatever, and it's, like, so choreographed, and, like, that's not how people actually dance in the club. Even when people are watching and there's a circle, there's always a circle dance, that's happening, but people are just kind of more natural and going with it. It's very rare that I feel like growing up that you would see people this with like a choreographed thing. It's not like the 80s. Now the 80s, when you talk about the
Soul Train lines, Soul Train lines.
Well, not
in the 80s.
That's the 70s.
Oh,
I'm talking about in the 80s with like with the what are those people? The beatboxers, the
B-boys,
and the B-girls. They would be breakdancing, and they would have like sometimes choreographed things because they were practicing. There were dance groups and things like that would come to the club, and like when Spark Lamaine came in, that they were about to shut the floor down, and nobody was going to come up to them unless it was another group who was trying to take over their territory. But it was still very like natural to a sense.
Sure.
But these kids, I feel like they grew up watching these movies and these music videos, and like this is what they're supposed to feel like. And for us, even though when we watched Hot in Here, like the music video, we'd be like, oh, that's what a party's supposed to be like. And so I think we just created that because it was, and sometimes like that. But then these kids, it's like they're creating this movie-esque like environment.
So for us, we created the music videos. They're creating the movies.
Because they're coming out. It's like you have these people, and they're just like doing all the cameras. Everyone has their phone out. I swear I saw somebody with a ring light shining it down to all these people are dancing. I know I did. And I'm just like, that to me is kind of crazy where it's like, you see these people are a lot of them are doing TikTok dances to these older songs. Because now some of these songs do go on TikTok. Remember, even before TikTok with the Harlem Shake song, how they did a different one to it. Like they've been revamping these songs to do different dances with them. And a lot of times dancers to it. But either way, people are coming out and they're doing these dances and they're not like, I don't know, really getting it in like they could. But I thought it was fun. Like, and there was a lot more people who were also just dancing to like dance with their friends and not care about this camera. But the best thing, there was this guy, I called him the 90s mascot, 99 2000 mascot. He came in there with the oversized shorts, the completely oversized white tee with a baby blue tee on top, the white do-rag with a baby blue fitted.
He was a black guy?
Yes.
Oh.
He had the gold chain.
He had Jenko jeans?
He had it. Well, they were
not Jenko,
but I guess
but they were
used to like go.
Yeah, everything was like a size or two
franchise
larger.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they like me.
He looked like, what were those little figurines? The homies.
The homies, yeah.
Like a little
homie, yeah.
And he was a little homie. And he was dancing. And at one point, like we were dancing. I forgot what song it was, but he came through and was like doing all this, like. I was like, okay, it was very fun. But I was like, shout out to you for being in the mix. It made me think about those older men that you see at like you probably would have seen in the 90s, 2000s who would be in there with like a suit on, like a 3-piece suit and the hat, looking like they were, it just gave me that vibe. So I was like, you know what? Keeping the recipes going, okay? You gotta have that old man who's not. He's like, I pulled this out of my closet. You're not gonna tell me nothing. I loved it. I was like, go off, King.
Okay.
And then today I went to go get pancakes with Wanji at
nice little hangover food.
Yeah, at Tom's restaurant, which is delicious. They do great.
Tom's
breakfast.
Diner.
Yeah, the one that's on.
Well, you said Tom's restaurant.
It's called Tom's restaurant.
Oh, but it's a diner.
Yeah, but
I thought it was called Tom's Diner.
I thought it was when I looked it up. It said Tom's restaurant on the Google map.
Oh, you texted me that you were going to Tom's Diner.
It's the same thing. Oh!
I just want to know what it's called. What is it? What is it called, and what is it? Is it a restaurant or is it a diner? And is it Tom's Diner?
Is a diner not a restaurant?
A diner can be a restaurant, but not every restaurant is a diner.
It's called Tom's Restaurant.
Okay, so it's Tom's Restaurant,
which is still a diner.
Which it happens to be a diner?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going off of what you said. So if you're confused,
I'm not confused. I'm
if you're
flustered.
Confused, if you're flustered,
because
you were not clear.
Stupid questions.
It's not stupid.
That are unnecessary. And
I just want some simple clarification.
Addition to the plot of the story.
It's a simple clarification.
But we went there. It was a great breakfast. I still have some of it. And then got a drink at the rum bar. Saw Chauncey. Shout out to you, Chauncey. She bought me a shot. That was nice. I was just hung out and talked and had a great day. So, thank you to everyone who has helped celebrate my birthday. Reminder that my birthday is all summer. So send me gifts. I have a wish list. Go find it.
Go find it.
It's on. I have an Amazon gift list. I have a Giftify gift list. Go find one and get me something. I have Venmo and Cash App and Zelle. Send me money. Thank you. Bring me out to dinner. Get me a drink. Let's go dancing. Let's go to the beach. Let's have a good time because
I do want to go to the beach.
Is awesome.
Yeah.
So we will be celebrating it as such. So yeah.
Any sneak previews of what you want and what you might want to do next year?
I want to go somewhere out of New York at the very least.
Okay.
Because I love going out of the last year. No, I had my 31st birthday here last year, but
I mean, it was in New Jersey.
no, I'm talking about going out to sleep somewhere else for my birthday. Be somewhere
Out
else.
of the country.
Out of the country would be preferable.
Okay.
But at the very least, like even if it's in the country, going somewhere else, doing something outside of this place, seeing something different, doing something different, as long as it's like something fun, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. All right. Let's
Let's
see if we can make that happen.
I believe we can. How did you enjoy my birthday weekend?
For the parts that I was there for, I thoroughly had fun. I will say that I was a little anxious for dinner because I was surrounded essentially by your friends. And also I had a fucking edible, so like that also was in my system at the same time, so I was a little bit in my head, but overall I had a good time. Your people are a lot of fun and interesting, and they're good people, so that makes things easier, and they're easy to talk to, easy to joke with. It was very easy for me to just be myself. Yes. And while I'm still of a certain mind when it comes to the laser tag and stuff, I did have fun doing the arcade.
Yeah.
Like I shot some basketball at the little basketball hoop thing. I sportsed. So that was fun.
I liked when I came back down from taking, I think I went with Wanjiko to go take a picture, and you and Fu were doing your the air hockey.
Yeah, I was working up a sweat. I literally was sweating at losing to fucking losing at air hockey. Just it's fine. I'm rusty. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time overall throughout the day.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, are there any? So you said your highlights and your lowlights.
Yeah. Did you say your lowlights?
Yeah, I did.
Was what?
The lowlight was forgetting.
Oh,
your phone.
Yeah, forgetting your phone
the
and the laser tag. Gotcha. Yeah. Laser tag for me, the lack of laser tag.
The lack of it, but also I still had a really good time. So I was annoyed that they didn't have any more space, but it turned out better than what I was expecting anyway.
Yeah.
I almost had a low light be the dance party because not a lot of people were able to make it because of this a variety of things. So that.
But how many people did show up?
It was
other than Keith and
It was just the three of us.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I was
and how'd you get home?
Oh, Keith got me a car home.
Oh, that's nice. That's so nice of Keith.
Which was great because I would have otherwise had to travel to Brooklyn alone on the train
with no phone.
With no phone, I would have really been kicking it like it was the 99s and 2000.
Yeah.
But I am very grateful for the male friends, the men in my life in general. But I feel like, there's when men who do things for you who do not have any sort of expectation or like they don't or obligation. Obviously, if someone is your partner, if someone's your family member, then it's like, yeah, you need to make sure that I'm safe and taken care of. And a man who's doing that without any kind of getting anything out of it besides like, oh, my friend is good, I really appreciate that. Let someone just like wanting to make sure you're happy and all that. Like, I appreciate that because I feel like there's not that many men like that out there. So shout out to y'all. So I had a great time, and shout out to also my teacher friends for giving me this lovely birthday cake for my birthday. Thank you. It was delicious. And celebrating me and coming out and hanging out and all that. I had a great time. So
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you had a great time. You know, I'm glad that you were able to bring in 36 in a way that you felt comfortable, that you enjoyed yourself, that you were surrounded by people who loved you and cared about you and who were there to support you.
Yes.
So
And
that's a good feeling.
my big thank you, shout out goes to you for riding or dying with me for the whole weekend and planning such fun times and going along with all of my shenanigans and enjoying it and enjoying yourself. At the very least, making it look like you did. Which is really all I ever care about.
Yes, that's all that matters. It's just like, I don't even give a fuck if you actually do enjoy yourself.
You better fucking look like
Please
you did.
put that face on that
Yep.
shows that you're enjoying yourself.
Be enthused.
Be enthused.
That's it. That's all
I want you to lie to me. I want you to be a
Yes.
very good liar to me.
100%.
Then afterwards, once it's all over, you could tell me how much you hated it.
Exactly.
Or keep that to yourself.
Either or. But you know, you did it.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the other low light was this. Yeah.
My necklace broke, the one that he gave me for Christmas.
Yeah.
And my other necklace broke, which I'm talking to Amazon about that because my necklace should not have broken, which is being on my neck.
Do you still have it?
I think it's in my purse.
Okay, cool. Just making
But
sure.
I like I would need to like soldering thing
Mm-hmm.
to connect it back, and the rest of them stayed on. So I don't know what happened, but
Yeah, I don't know.
They need to
either.
run me my money for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
Okay. Well, if that's everything, then that's everything. This was a very nice, chill, shoot the shit episode.
It sure was,
And it was all dedicated to you.
which I always love.
So, you know, the episode title will be Dewy Face. But this is still a nice episode.
Oh,
that's
Dewy Face.
Oh, Oh, Dewy Face. Oh, Dewy Face.
Yes.
Maybe there's no E. Anyhow, it's just so. Why? Okay. If that's everything, then that's everything. We could just go in for the close.
All
Thank everybody for listening and being a part of the podcast and watching the podcast. Special thanks to everybody who showed up this weekend. Whether you were at laser tag, at a mini bowling or dinner or dancing, we appreciate you for showing up and coming out.
And also, happy Juneteenth. Break every chain.
Yes, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings
Sing with the harmony.
of liberty.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD_THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember,
Bye.
boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.